welcome back to Recurrent. I'm Liz, and I'm here to help you break down electric car jargon and answer the questions that you really care about. So today's question is one of my favorites. Somebody asked me at dinner years ago, and I dove into research, and I think it's super cool. So why do EV batteries last so much longer than cell phone batteries? They're both lithium-ion batteries. Shouldn't they behave pretty much the same? Okay, the TLDR here is if you're worried about EV battery life, don't be. By the end of this video, you're gonna understand why the batteries in an electric car last so much longer than the same sort of batteries in your phone or your computer. Let's dive in. First up, what do we know about how lithium-ion batteries age? Most of this we know from laboratory science and from observing devices like cell phones and laptops that also have lithium-ion batteries. And we know a few things. Heat and high voltage definitely degrade lithium-ion batteries faster. So does keeping the batteries stored at really high, like 100%, or really low, like 0% state of charge. And finally, deep discharges, which basically just means if you use your battery from 100% down to 0 or even like 90% down to 2%, that's a deep discharge. All of these things bad for lithium-ion batteries. The issue is that these laboratory tests, while reliable, are done on individual cells under certain testing procedures, and they're not done on batteries that are in packs in cars. And the thing is, the battery packs that go into electric cars have a lot of really smart technology built into them. Think about it. Would any cell phone maker guarantee their cell phone battery for 8 to 10 years? Absolutely not. But EV makers do, and here's why. Phone and laptop batteries are built to be like pretty light and mostly disposable. On the other hand, EV batteries are built to last through that warranty and longer. The control center that ensures EV batteries last so long is called the Battery Management System, or BMS for short. The BMS is really the brain of the battery, and I'm sure you've heard me say this before. Now, there are other systems and hardware that plug into the BMS. You have thermal management, which makes sure the battery is in a good, comfortable temperature. You have voltage management, which prevents the battery from getting fried from too much voltage. And there's a buffer built into EV batteries that prevents you from fully charging or fully discharging an EV battery. Even if your dashboard says 0%, there's actually still a little tiny bit more battery that you're not allowed to touch. And the same thing happens at 100%. Now, think about how people use their cell phones versus how people use their cars. My cell phone, I sleep with it plugged in, even while it's charged to 100%. And then during the day, I start at 100 and I use it all the way down to like 0%. And then I charge it and I do the whole thing over again. Now, that's a deep discharge. On the other hand, most people only use 10 to 20% of their car's battery each day, and they plug them in each night. It turns out that is great for lithium-ion batteries. They love that. Moreover, a lot of cars automatically stop the charge at 80 or 90% to prevent you from charging too much and putting strain on the battery. In short, EVs are designed to baby their batteries. And it makes sense, right? Auto manufacturers don't want to have to replace these batteries. They're really expensive. Good design and very clever BMSs are the reasons that EV batteries last so much longer than cell phone batteries. So as of 2024, we have another surprising reason why electric car batteries last longer than we thought. And it's really cool. There was a paper this year in Nature Energy, which is like a really big deal journal, and it showed that normal driving should actually increase battery lifespans by 30%. When you're testing a battery in a lab, it's generally cycled or used pretty constantly. It's charged and discharged in steady patterns and consistent ways. Now, that's actually not how people drive. Even if you have a steady commute, some days you drive fast, sometimes you're on the highway, sometimes not. You stop and go a lot. Remember, most cars are parked like 90% of the day. It turns out that this normal driving is actually way better for battery longevity. Now, here's the big wrinkle when it comes to anything about EV battery life. EVs are still pretty new, so we don't have a lot of data about how long they actually last or what it looks like when they reach the end of their life, because it's just not happening yet. Even the oldest electric cars on the road are by and large not failing, so we don't know what failure looks looks like. Now, as I've mentioned, EV warranties generally last 8 to 10 years, but from everything we're seeing, electric car batteries are actually blowing through those warranties and lasting estimated 15 to 20 years, and that's especially true for newer models because car makers have managed to perfect the battery management system and the systems that keep your batteries safe. We found in our own data that older cars generally have at least 80% of their original battery capacity still remaining. Okay, so our big takeaway here is that if you keep your battery happy, it's gonna last you a long time. And it's not that hard to keep your battery happy. Even if you don't do anything different, it's still gonna last a long time. All right, so here are our takeaways for today. 1, most of what we know about batteries in EVs comes from laboratory testing on lithium-ion batteries or their performance in devices like cell phones or computers. 2, it's good design that protects the batteries in EVs. They have sophisticated systems and hardware like thermal management, voltage management, and buffers that keep them safe. And 3, this was the really cool one that we learned about last year. Real-world driving is actually much better for batteries. Batteries in cars should last 30% longer than batteries tested in laboratories. All right, I hope this video is as exciting for you as it was for me. Please like and subscribe, share this video around, and drop any questions you have into the notes. We also have an article that goes into a little bit more depth on this topic. I'll put the link down below.